Right, so now we're going to talk about the fancy dress costumes. So Elena, would you like to start?
Yes, of course. Fancy dress. The Celts were afraid of the ghosts that came off on Samhain. If they went outside after dark, they covered their faces with masks. They hoped any ghost they met would think they were ghosts too and would leave them alone. In early America, the Native Americans and the first Europeans celebrated the end of the harvest, but not Halloween. When Irish people arrived, the harvest festival started to look more like Halloween and it became popular across the country. In the late 19th century, people tried to make Halloween less about ghosts and religion and more about celebrating the season with a party for neighbors and family. That's why Americans today wear all kinds of Halloween costumes and not just scary scenes like witches and ghosts like in other countries.
Yes, so
Mhm.
when I was a child, we just did the witches, the ghosts, the skeletons, and we still
Mhm.
do that. And we are like a bit surprised when we see like movie actors or presidents or something like
Yeah.
that, because we don't understand what that has to do with Halloween, because that's like fancy dress. I don't know, cinema style, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Alexis, what about this one?
Trick or treat. This is another tradition that began in Europe, this time in England. When the church introduced All Souls Day, rich people gave poor people soul cake, a small cake made with spices and
Raisins.
raisins. It replaced the Celtic tradition of leaving food outside houses for the cost. Going souling was popular in England for hundreds of years until about the 1930s. The Americans kept the tradition, but today children knock on people's doors and ask for sweets. Going truck or treating. Going truck or treating is so popular that quarter of the sweets, quarter of the sweets of the year in the United States are sold for this one day.
Oh.
Right. So trick or treating, right? Trick or treating. So I never used to know trick or treating when I was a child. I know it from the films and America. And here in Spain on All Souls Day, we eat special cakes, we eat nuts, and raisins are dried grapes. So imagine what a dried grape looks like, right? You can call them raisins or sultanas. They're the same family. So what we do here in Spain is we visit the cemetery, clean the tomb or the stone, and put clean flowers and remember the dead. This is what we do in Spain. And so we take a bag full of a snack and a drink, because if you go to the cemetery, you're going to be there for a couple of hours, and people eat dried fruits. That is their tradition in Spain. So they think about the dead people they have lost, or the people that has passed away. That's a nicer way of saying it, no? But here it's commercial and it's a different thing, right? Trick or treat. For example, you can imagine all night children knocking on your door. I think people put the lights out so they don't have to answer.
Yeah, I think
because they get so tired. So I don't know what they do now in this modern time. Right, Nisa.
the rest of the world. Halloween has become the United States' second biggest commercial festival after Christmas. Halloween is also celebrated in other countries, but it's not as big as in the United States, even in the countries where the tradition began. Mexico celebrates the Day of the Dead from 31st October to 2nd November. And some of its tradition, like giving gifts or sugar schools.
Skulls. So the skull is this.
Yeah.
The head.
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
So the head of the skeleton is the skull. Just the head.
School.
Okay.
Schools are starting to mix with Halloween. In this way, the celebration of Halloween continues to change as new tradition join the oldest of the Celtic ones.
So you may see them in films, the Mexican people remembering the people that have passed away. And it's quite a celebration. I think they even take them food. They put like a shrine and they take them food, saying that when they come to visit them in the night, they have something to eat, if I remember correctly. Right, question, Elena.
Which tradition was the earliest? Going as soul in, giving soul cakes to the poor, clean food outside houses, trick or treating. I think giving soul cakes to the poor.
Right, okay then. And number 6.
So which sentence about Halloween is true? Halloween is still changing today. Maybe yes, we will see something new, maybe. Halloween has not changed much. No, it's not correct because it's changed much.
Right.
Mhm.
So you're
Halloween
going for
will-
A.
Yeah.
So you got,
maybe a few right sentences could be.
right, it could be that, but so they've chosen A, and here they said leaving food outside the houses. That was the earliest one. And then then maybe the soul cakes, and then this one. Okay.
Okay.
Right.